Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Reed. I am currently an Ontario certified teacher teaching in Ottawa, Ontario. I've actually taught kindergarten this past year and I absolutely loved it, but this year I'm moving into grade 2-3 English to French immersion and math to French immersion. But I want to talk to you guys about something that I am really interested in because I recently just learned more about it and I kind of got a little bit better at it, and that's the whole topic on documentation. So the first part of the video is going to be you seeing me and me just talking about it, and the second video is going to be me actually showing you on a computer how it works of my documentation process. So I was not very good at documentation when I first started. It was a real struggle for me. I wasn't really sure what to do coming into kindergarten. I taught it a little bit the previous year, but I didn't have a whole lot of experience on it. I kind of just jotted down a couple things and did a lot of my reporting based on my own knowledge of the students and stuff like that. So not great for direct quotes or anything that we really need now, but I did what I could. This year I actually had a couple of mentors who were really helpful with me, and they introduced me to the world of documentation. So in my classroom we started off with this type of like sticky notes. So whenever we'd see the kids doing something, we would, go and grab our sticky note and write it down. And then we actually had like a whole bulletin board with Ziploc bags with their names on it. And, every time we would see something, we would end up putting the little sticky note inside the Ziploc bag. And then at the end of every week, it wasn't always every week, but we tried to get it every week, sometimes every 2 weeks, we would take all of the sticky notes out of the plastic bag, and then we'd have a binder of dividers with all the kids' names. And then we'd, find Johnny's little sticky notes, and then we'd open up to his tab and put them in. So when it did come time for reporting, we would have this like open like area that we could look and see all of his notes on self-reg, belonging, contributing, math and literacy behaviors, that sort of thing. It was good. Like we got used to the system, and it was kind of nice to have that visual on the wall of, okay, so we have some for this student, this student, this student. We don't really have a lot for this student right here, so we should probably get on that. So like I said, like we were kind of going along with that idea, and we were just gonna go with that. Then my French teaching partner actually had her evaluation that year, or this past year. So our vice principal came in and watched her lessons and everything, and part of her feedback for what she could improve on is taking the documentation and turning it into paperless and basically going with technology. So that is when I first learned about something called Google Keep, and I'm not a huge tech person. Like I can get by with the basics and the minimums, but I'm not super techy. So when she had mentioned to me that this is what she had wanted us to do, I was just kind of like, how is this gonna work? This is gonna be really difficult for us. Like, we've done it this way for so long. What are we gonna do? So over Christmas, I met with her at a coffee shop, and she had gone through all the necessary training that the VP had set up for her to do the Google Keep documentation. And she actually showed it to me, and it was a lot of, I'll show you on the computer after, but it was a lot of hashtags and this, and I thought, what is this, a Twitter, Instagram wannabe? Like, this is silly. But what it actually was is it was a way for us to, write a note about the student and then tag the frame that it was talking about, tag, what we were doing. Was it a small group? Was it a whole group? Was it, exploration time? Like, was it outdoor inquiry? Like, what were we doing? So then what the awesome thing was is during reporting time, if I want to click on little Johnny, I can click on his name and I can see everything I have about him. Not only that, if I want to click on outdoor inquiry, Johnny may show up, Sherry may show up, this person may show up, all these kids are gonna show up. And I could see all the documentation I had for them. And the best part that I love about it, because I'm super organized, I love to have things color-coded and organized, it was all color-coded. So I could, make each of my 4 frames a different color. I could make whole group a color. I could make small group a color. I didn't go as far as making my kids colors because I had too many between the 2 classes back and forth, so I didn't do that. But this was honestly the best way to document. For me personally, I absolutely loved it. When I hopefully go back to kindergarten, this is what I will use from now on, because starting from September to June will be like super easy and simple now. The one other thing that I found this Google Keep helped was being able to hashtag the frames and tagging them and knowing what to put them in was awesome, because when I was first documenting, I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but I'd see kids doing something, I'd be like, wow, that's amazing, that's really great, but what does that fall under? I don't know what that falls under. So a resource that I'll send to you guys is, it's like the 4 frames, and it kind of breaks down a little bit of stuff that the kids could be doing that you may be seeing them do. And I love this because it was great for me to look at quickly and reference and be like, okay, this falls under self-regulation. Okay, this falls under PSI. This is what I needed. Now, don't get me wrong, this by in no means replaces the curriculum. You need the kindergarten program 2016 to lay out all of your expectations and everything that you should be seeing within the 4 frames. But this was just a quick at a glance way for me to be like, okay, I think this is what this falls under. And if that didn't go there, then I would find something to, lost my train of thought. Anyways, it was really, really awesome, and I loved it. So it was super good. This video has gone on a little bit too long, so I will take a couple minutes and just show you on Google Keep what it looks like. All right, so here I have my Google Keep that I used for my class this year. I want to show you guys quickly the hashtags I was talking about. So Owls was one of the names of my class. We have the 4 frames, right? I guess I can show you with my finger right on here. Then we have the whole group, small group, like I was talking about. Here's some examples of some notes that I did, so you can just kind of see there, like you can add pictures. And then these are, this is sort of like what I would do, so I could tag the kids. I could also tag, I think you guys can see that there, the literacy and math behavior. I can tag the class. I can also tag what other frame it falls under. If I want to take a note, here is where I go. So I click on my note, and then what it will do is, I don't know why that's already on there. It shouldn't be on there. Okay, oh, there's the color coding I was telling you about. So I could take a note about a student. So Johnny colors with marker, just say that's obviously not any form of documentation, just giving you an example. Then what you could do is you do the hashtag, and as you can see, it already pops up with different tags that I can use, right? So then if I was to do literacy and math behaviors, there we go, and then I could, hashtag one of my kids, for example. And then whenever I go click on it, so it's not going to show up that great there, but you can kind of see right there it will show up. And then here I can color code it. I can also add a collaborator, so that's if you want to share it with your ECEs, or your ECEs want to share it with you, or in my case, my teaching partner and I did different frames. If I saw something that was relevant to her, I would absolutely tag her in it and share it with her. You can archive it. You can set a reminder on it. There's so many cool things. So I don't want to make this any longer, but this is what I wanted to share with you guys. And I hope you like it and get the chance to use it.